2026 is not just another year. It is the blank page of your life, waiting for the pen of courage and resilience to write your story. Are you going to let fear hold the pen, or will you take it in your hands and rewrite your destiny? Every morning, life gives you a choice to stay the same, or a choice to rise, rebuild, and reinvent yourself. The past does not define you, and mistakes do not chain you. What defines you is your ability to stand up, dust off, and take control of your own narrative. 2026 is your opportunity to rise from the ashes of yesterday's failures, doubts, and disappointments. You have survived storms before, and you will survive the ones ahead, but this time, you will rebuild yourself stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Rebuilding is not about changing who you are. It is about uncovering your truest self, the one buried beneath fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs. It is about rewriting your story with intentional actions, courage, and relentless belief in your own worth. And today, I will share powerful ways to rebuild yourself in 2026 so that this year becomes a turning point in your life, a year of transformation that others will notice, but only you will truly feel. Embrace self-awareness. The journey of rebuilding yourself begins with a mirror, one that reflects not just your face, but your soul, your habits, your fears, and your untapped potential. True self-awareness is a courageous act because it requires honesty, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront every corner of your being. It is the moment when you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or the past, and instead ask yourself the raw, unfiltered question: who am I really, and who do I want to become? Each insight you gain is a stepping stone, a guidepost, illuminating the path from where you are to where you need to go. Without self-awareness, any attempt to rebuild is like building a house on shifting sands, unstable, uncertain, and unsustainable. But with it, every brick you lay becomes part of a foundation that can withstand storms, pressure, and the test of time. Embracing self-awareness also means recognizing the invisible chains that have held you back. The beliefs, habits, and patterns that silently drain your energy and diminish your potential. It is about observing yourself without judgment, understanding why you react the way you do, and uncovering the triggers that have dictated your choices. When you shine a light on these shadows, you take the first step toward reclaiming control. This process is not quick or easy. It is uncomfortable. It challenges the ego, and it demands relentless honesty. But it is through this discomfort that transformation begins. You start to see your strengths not as mere qualities, but as tools to navigate life. Your weaknesses not as flaws, but as opportunities for growth. And your fears not as barriers, but as signals pointing to where your courage must emerge. Self-awareness also invites you to connect deeply with your emotions, to feel without hiding, and to honor every layer of your being. It is in understanding your emotional landscape that you gain mastery over your reactions and choices. You realize that anger, sadness, frustration, or doubt are not weaknesses. They are messengers urging you to pay attention, adjust, and evolve. The more intimately you understand yourself, the more you stop being a passenger in your own life and instead take the driver's seat with clarity, intention, and confidence. When you know who you are at your core, no opinion, no criticism, and no challenge can divert you from your path, because self-awareness builds resilience from within and fortifies your soul against the unpredictable tides of life. Finally, self-awareness is the gateway to authenticity. As you peel away the layers imposed by society, expectation, or fear, you find the essence of who you are meant to be. This authenticity becomes your compass in 2026, guiding every decision, action, and relationship. You learn to trust your intuition, honor your values, and pursue goals that resonate with your deepest desires rather than external validation. Every time you pause to reflect, every moment you consciously choose understanding over reaction, you rebuild yourself, not just superficially, but from the inside out, creating a version of yourself that is unshakable, genuine, and fully alive in the freedom of self-knowledge. Set clear intentions. Intentions are the invisible architecture of the life you are creating, the silent promises you make to yourself that shape every action and decision. To rebuild yourself in 2026, you must begin with clarity. Because without clarity, energy dissipates into confusion, and effort becomes scattered. Setting intentions is not about vague aspirations or fleeting resolutions. It is about declaring with unwavering certainty what you will nurture, pursue, and prioritize. When you set clear intentions, you anchor your mind, heart, and soul in a direction that aligns with your purpose. And suddenly, the noise of distractions loses its power because your focus becomes magnetic, attracting experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with your vision. Intentions also give you the courage to say no to what does not serve you, to release what drains you, and to protect your energy fiercely. They create boundaries that are not limitations but declarations of self-respect. Every time you align your actions with your intentions, you reinforce the narrative that you are committed to growth, transformation, and your own evolution. In 2026, this alignment becomes your lifeline, because life will constantly challenge you, present unexpected detours, and tempt you with shortcuts, but clear intentions act as your North Star, keeping you steady, focused, and unwavering in your pursuit of becoming the person you are meant to be. The power of intentions lies in consistency. One moment of clarity does not transform a life. It is the repeated commitment, the daily choices made in alignment with your goals that build momentum. Visualize your intentions, write them, speak them, and integrate them into your daily actions so that each day becomes a deliberate step toward the new version of yourself. When actions are driven by intention rather than habit, life becomes purposeful and every challenge becomes a test of your commitment rather than an obstacle. 2026 is your canvas, and intentions are the brushstrokes that will create a masterpiece of your life, vivid with meaning, courage, and unshakable determination. Finally, setting intentions is an act of hope, faith, and courage. It declares to the universe and to yourself that you believe in your potential, that you refuse to drift through life passively, and that you are ready to take responsibility for your growth. It transforms dreams into daily practice, thoughts into action, and vision into reality. Each intentional step you take reinforces the truth that you are not defined by circumstance, past mistakes, or fear, but by the deliberate, consistent, and courageous choices you make every day. And as 2026 unfolds, these intentions will sculpt a life that is not just lived, but consciously and powerfully rebuilt. Release the past. The past is a weight that keeps you anchored in a storm, while the waves of the present and future demand freedom to navigate. To rebuild yourself in 2026, you must make the conscious decision to release it. The mistakes, the regrets, the heartbreaks, the what-ifs that echo in your mind and rob you of peace. This is not forgetting. This is not erasing the lessons learned. It is refusing to allow yesterday to dictate the possibilities of today. Every moment you cling to past failures, resentment, or guilt, you surrender your energy and your power, slowing your journey to transformation. But when you release it, even gradually, you create space for hope, growth, and a version of yourself that can breathe freely, act boldly, and dream without limitation. Releasing the past requires forgiveness, starting with yourself. Acknowledge that you did the best you could with what you knew, with the circumstances you faced, and with the understanding you had at that moment. Forgiveness is a radical act of courage. It does not excuse wrongs or diminish the significance of experiences, but it liberates your heart and mind from the prison of blame. As you forgive yourself, you also allow room to forgive others who may have hurt, disappointed, or betrayed you. This does not mean condoning their actions. It means reclaiming your energy and refusing to carry unnecessary burdens that prevent growth. In this liberation, you find the first true taste of the freedom needed to rebuild. Every experience of the past carries a lesson meant to guide you, not define you. Releasing the past allows you to see these lessons clearly, without the haze of anger or regret, and apply them consciously to your present. You start to notice patterns, understand triggers, and make choices that reflect wisdom rather than reaction. In 2026, this conscious release becomes an act of empowerment, as each time you let go, you replace weight with wings and limitation with opportunity. You begin to embrace the present moment fully, knowing that the only time you truly own is now, and that your future is shaped not by the shadows behind you, but by the light of intentional choices ahead. Finally, releasing the past is a daily practice of courage and self-love. It requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to face discomfort head-on. You may stumble, be reminded of old wounds, or feel the pull of familiar narratives, but every moment you choose freedom over familiarity, love over resentment, and presence over regret, you rebuild yourself stronger than before. The act of letting go is transformative. It reshapes your mind, heals your heart, and creates fertile ground for growth, allowing the 2026 version of you to emerge unburdened, bold, and fully aligned with the life you are meant to create. Build resilience. Resilience is the quiet strength that rises when everything around you shakes, the inner fire that refuses to be extinguished by setbacks, pain, or uncertainty. To rebuild yourself in 2026, you must cultivate resilience, not as a temporary reaction, but as a permanent way of living. Life will challenge you relentlessly, testing your patience, determination, and faith in yourself. But resilience allows you to navigate these storms with grace and courage. Every failure becomes an opportunity, every hardship a teacher, and every disappointment a spark to ignite your inner strength. When you are resilient, the world's pressures do not define you, your response does. Building resilience begins with mindset. You choose to see challenges not as obstacles, but as growth experiences. You remind yourself that pain is temporary, that every setback carries a lesson, and that strength is developed through adversity, not comfort. This mindset transforms fear into fuel, doubt into determination, and struggle into strategy. In 2026, resilience becomes your armor, allowing you to face uncertainty with confidence, rise after each fall with renewed purpose, and persist even when the journey seems long, lonely, or daunting. Resilience also requires nurturing your body, mind, and spirit. Physical health gives energy, mental clarity provides focus, and spiritual alignment offers grounding. Practices such as reflection, meditation, and self-care become not indulgences but essentials, fortifying you to endure challenges and adapt to change without losing sight of your vision. You surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire, and distance yourself from negativity that drains your courage. Each small act of preparation strengthens your capacity to withstand the storms ahead, creating a resilient foundation upon which the rebuilt you will stand tall. Ultimately, resilience is about persistence in the face of impossibility. It is about refusing to quit when circumstances feel insurmountable, trusting the process when results are delayed, and believing in your worth when the world questions it. Each time you rise despite pain, disappointment, or rejection, you reinforce the truth that your spirit cannot be broken. In 2026, resilience will not just help you survive, it will allow you to thrive, evolve, and emerge stronger, bolder, and more unstoppable than you ever imagined possible. In the end, as you step into 2026, know that rebuilding yourself is a courageous act of love, commitment, and faith in your own potential. Every moment of self-awareness, every clear intention, every act of releasing the past, and every challenge faced with resilience is a step toward the life you are meant to live. Your past does not define you, your mistakes do not limit you, and your fears do not have the power to stop you unless you allow them. This year, choose to rise above limitations. Embrace growth and let your actions reflect the strength, wisdom, and vision that reside within you. Rebuilding is not a single event, it is a journey of daily choices, relentless action, and unwavering belief in yourself. As you take inspired steps forward, you will transform challenges into lessons, setbacks into opportunities, and dreams into reality. 2026 is the canvas, and your courage, clarity, and determination are the brushstrokes that will paint the masterpiece of your life. Stand tall, move boldly, and let this year be the year you rebuild, not just to survive, but to thrive, shine, and become the unstoppable version of yourself.